2010, BMW released the S1000RR, a motorcycle which continues to this day to dominate the sales figures for the leader sports bike categories around the world. A few years later, they released the more road-biased but equally bonkers S1000XR, and then last year in 2015, they gave us the S1000XR. Now, we in Trooper Ted have been running an XR for the last 2 months. We've clocked about 4,000 kilometers between us, and we're honestly a bit confused by the bike. We don't know what it tries to be. And we just realized after a roundtable discussion that it kind of does everything really, really well. This is a bike that you can commute on, that you can tour on, but also that you can scratch on. We were generally left wondering, why would you need a dedicated sports bike to go quick when something like the XR does just as good a job, if not better, and does it in more comfort? So while we found the XR a phenomenally fast road bike, we were wondering how it would compare against a dedicated sports bike like the RR in a track environment. Now, for this, we had to get controlled conditions. So we've invited along ex-BSB Supersport rider Alan O'Connor to be our test rider for the day. Alan's going to do a number of laps on both machines, and we're going to see how fast the XR is versus the RR. Now, I must point out, both bikes are on standard road tyres. The suspension has not been tweaked or set up. It's as if you just bought this and rolled it off the showroom floor yourself. So we're very, very keen to see how close can the XR get to the RR's times.
So here we are on the S1000RR, and the first thing we need to tell you about this bike is how viciously quick it is. The engine revs so freely, and combined with the Gear Shift Assist Pro system, which does up and down shifts, it's not long before you feel like you're travelling at warp speed. Up front, the Brembo calipers do a fantastic job of hauling you up. Braking force is consistent, with no sudden leap in bite levels, which allows predictable braking lap after lap. Combined with the rider aids like traction control and stability control, the RR is almost begging you to go faster on each and every lap. You can pull moves in the RR that would normally result in you cartwheeling yourself into the gravel trap. Things like cresting a hill with the throttle held wide open, which would normally result in the bike flipping backwards, are handled with the minimum of intervention by the onboard computer. People often complain about the level of interference from the safety systems of modern motorbikes. And while it's true early systems were a bit crude in their application, modern electronics packages like those on the RR are undoubtedly making it safer for all of us to go faster than ever before. Onto the S1000XR with its detuned RR lump. Now, detuned isn't the right word for this engine. Retuned would be a better description. Okay, while it doesn't have the same mental top end the RR has, and even though it's down about 40 brake horsepower, it punches harder in the mid-range, allowing you to launch the XR out of corners. The upright seating position fools you into thinking you're not travelling that fast, but a quick glance at the clocks tells you otherwise. The XR is deceptively quick, and combined with the wide bars giving you so much feedback and control from the front, you'll find yourself pushing harder and harder into corners. The XR has the same Brembo stoppers as the RR, and despite the much longer travel in the front suspension, the electronic suspension package makes sure you never feel like the front is diving under heavy braking. All these things combine to produce a bike that is incredibly stable in the corners. The standard setup inspires so much confidence. When all the filming was done and we headed out for a final session, I actually found myself reaching for the keys to the XR as opposed to the RR, because it's just so easy to go so quick.
So the results are in, and even we're shocked. We knew it was going to be close, we had no idea how close. The S1000RR went around in 1 minute 0.59 seconds. The S1000XR went around in 101.59. A single second is all that separates these two bikes around this racetrack. That is just a phenomenal testament to how good a machine BMW have built in the XR1000. There's not much more really we can say. The results speak for themselves. The XR, phenomenal bike, does it all. We really enjoyed testing both these machines. We hope you enjoyed watching it. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time on Trooper Ted.